Hi, my loves. Welcome back to Trend Talks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like I've always said, we are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Kindly tell a friend to tell a friend. Spread the word for me. Remind them there's an amazing community that's for Harry and Meghan, and the support will be highly appreciated. Now, in light of the toxic UK press flooding social media or the internet with dozens of articles about Netflix cutting ties with Meghan, it was only a matter of minutes before they started saying that they are broke. Since Netflix is not renewing their contract, apparently Harry and Meghan are broke. Do you see how funny that is? This so-called experts who you may think these idiots know anything about Harry and Meghan's finances, and the audacity for them to think that Harry and Meghan are not saving their money, investing their money is even more laughable. It's hilarious to think that they are not smart enough to boost their investment portfolio or saving money, whatever. They think they just got that money and they're just, spending it. They're the smartest people I know, so I know they are good. They are covered for life. They've always wished that Harry and Meghan go broke. They want them to go broke so bad. Like they're desperate for them to go broke. And it's been years. It's not happening. It's never happening. And just because one contract is coming to an end does not mean that they're not going to sign another. Let that sink. And like I've said, guys, we're going to have the last laugh. Harry and Meghan move in silence. And that is okay. We love that for them. But when they pop up, when they shut it down, that's when we're going to be laughing at the end of it all. The Rangers may be going on enjoying these fabricated stories about Harry and Meghan Netflix coming to an end, which, by the way, I think it's a good thing. It's been 5 years. Never once was this contract broken. Never once was it cancelled. They delivered. They fulfilled the 5-year contract deal. And it's coming to an end. And honestly, that is such a huge achievement. So I'm proud of our faves for doing that. So you have this so-called royal expert who's been dragged on social media for some of the most pathetic, I think it's not even, it's not new, but the way people are dragging him is even more funny. So Robert Jobson, aka Nonek, yeah, that's literally his nickname. People call him Nonek, is out here saying that Prince Harry and Meghan will be looking for royal handouts. And the audacity for this man to say that this, fabricated meeting, the aides between King Charles' aides and Harry and Meghan's aides meeting was Harry and Meghan begging Charles for money. I tell you some things. This is so laughable. This is so laughable. And here's the thing. Even if the production deal will not be renewed, they are likely to sign a first look deal with Netflix. That is for sure. As the fact that Netflix is still a business partner in as ever, that tells me everything I need to know. Netflix does not invest in failures, in flops. They invest in geniuses, in successful ventures. They know the numbers. So they know Meghan and Harry are the real deal. Like I said, these idiots have no concept of saving and investing money. So I saw that, and here's what this clown had to say. Let me get it. It's like a little piece. It's so hilarious. I love that Harry and Meghan continue thriving and continue winning because it puts these people in a chokehold. They cannot fathom the fact that they are so damn successful. They continue making more money. Remember, they're the ones who said they're not going to survive outside the farm. They even had some literally fantasizing about how Harry is going to start working at McDonald's, and it's never happened. That they continue thriving. So a royal expert has claimed the real reason why Meghan and Harry held peace talks, saying the Duke and Duchess will now be begging for handouts. Journalist and author Robert Jobson, aka Nick, made the revealing comments whilst appearing on the Sun's latest royal exclusive show. His insights come after it was revealed that the couple's $100 million deal with Netflix had been scrapped. Mr. Jobson, talking to The Sun, said, well, the deal was always set about $100 million, wasn't it? And the talk of the figure sort of blew a lot of people's minds. But I think that was for production and things that they were supposed to have done. Where does it leave them? Probably with a bit of a bowl out looking for some handouts. Ha! The audacity. And then he added, maybe that's why they were over there with the staff. were over having discussions with the king. I don't know. The reality is, in the past, they got support from the king and the late queen. They said they were going to go and make their way. They've lost Spotify, they've lost Netflix. They can't rely on spare money forever, can they? The show's other guest, Sky News Royal correspondent Ryan Mills, also speculated what the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will now do for money. She said, it's just fascinating. They have this very expensive lifestyle. They have to pay for their security, pay for their big mansion. How do you think how do you kind of keep the money coming in? Like, again, these idiots have no concept of investing and of saving money. And the fact that they are jealous that Harry and Meghan get to have this amazing lifestyle, get to live in a very beautiful mansion, they get to live luxuriously is even more funny. They hate that they are thriving. Well, as I recall, Charles said he has no spare money for Meghan, that Meghan should go back to working. And I am so proud of Harry and Meghan because they work so hard to earn their money. Unlike the leftover royals who are just handed. And mind you, they're lazy, but they get handed. Harry and Meghan get the work done. That is something that I'm so proud of. They work and they earn every single penny. The audacity for these idiots to think that they are going to just blow money and there's no investment, they don't have financial advisors, financial managers, is just so funny. And then again, like I said, they are so desperate. First, they've been begging them to go to the UK, and now they're like, oh, they're broke, so just come. You guys are broke, come. The audacity for them to think just because the Netflix deal is coming to an end that they're not going to renew another deal is even more hilarious. And that's what I'm telling you. Just wait, we're going to have the last laugh. And I've seen a lot of scholars say, hey, where's the communications team? Where's Harry and Meghan's communication team? They should put an end to this. And others like, no, why should they? Like, this is bullshit. Why should they respond to this bullshit? Let's just wait, we're going to have the last laugh. Because when it comes to Harry and Meghan, you know, they always debunk these lies. They've always done that time and time again. And if, let's say, they clap back or they hit back or they refute these claims, the UK media is still going to spin it. It's going to spin it. It gets to a point you're like, you know what? Let them roll with whatever they want. At the end of the day, we know the truth. Harry and Meghan know their truth. It's it. They're done proving anything. They're done playing the proving game. I'm just waiting to see what their next venture, the next business venture is going to be like, their next deal, and I'm excited for that. As long as we know season 2 of Meghan's Netflix show with Love Meghan is coming this fall, the fact that Netflix is still a business partner as ever, that makes me happy. And the fact that Ted Sarandos, CEO of Netflix, is so proud of Meghan and loves working with Meghan, I am so happy. I cannot wait for them to sign that first deal, the first look deal with Netflix or with any other streaming platform. I am so excited for them. So there's Robert Jobson, for audacity for him to think that Harry and Meghan are going to beg Charles for money is even laughable. That is never going to happen. They've wanted that to happen for 5 years. It's never happened. It's not going to happen today. Her girl is stuck. They are really good. They're happy. They're thriving. That's why they're pressed, because they get to live in a mansion. They get to pay for their own security. They get to wear whatever, right? And that makes me happy. They hate that they have survived, that they're doing well outside the farm, when they had predicted that they are going to fail. So I've seen people drag these experts to the field, and honestly, that's why I had to do this story, because I love how you guys are showing up with facts and defending our faves. So you had I Am Sage says, I will always support all the projects Harry and Meghan put out, and I will always support them. But I'm sick and tired of them being passive with their communications approach. Being on the back foot constantly is not a strategy. When has silence ever worked in their favor? When does silence rumors fill the void? They should know that better than most. Meredith was off to such a great start, but this is amateur hour. A lot of people want the communications team to come forward. Others are like, no. So there's a divide about that. But at the end of the day, let's just support our faves. Let's not tell them what they should or what they should do. They know. I'm sure they're aware of what's happening. And when the time comes, they'll react. And Kuto says, the same jobs on Who Wanted, Archie hung the balcony with a blanket on his head like Michael Jackson did with his son. I remember to the fat racist man's interview. Gwen says, handouts from who? The people who can barely afford to pay their staff a minimum wage. Oh, that's a good one, Gwen. That's a good one. Arika says, the narratives make no sense. If Netflix paid them $100 million deal just 5 years ago, on top of the Spotify deal, they can't be desperate for money. And the new deal is better for them because if Netflix doesn't like a project, they can shop it somewhere else. Ash says, which is such a wild thing to say because prior to leaving, they were forced to support themselves while others received handouts. Rita says, they do have other sources of income. Like, what are these people going on about? True. Gong says, the woman who's as ever just sold out of everything will be looking for handouts from the same family that had to checks notes, discount their wine to try to get it to sell. Yeah, I remember Charles with High Group. And it still did not sell out. Ellen says, sure, the contract was for 5 years and September is the natural end date, which would mean the contract was not broken or cancelled. Dollars. Congrats, Harry and Meghan. Jim says, whatever deal the Sussexes end up with, at least we can be assured they will earn it, as opposed to the freeloaders in the palace who have never worked an honest day in their lives. I agree. Diane says, Jobson knows nothing about Harry and Meghan's finances. He was cut off access a long time ago and has done nothing but whine and make crap up about them. Since the Rota have wanted Harry to come back, begging for a long time to royal family, it's what they want, not the reality of Harry and Meghan finances, which include millions. Sussex says, they want that to be true so bad. I agree. And then Queen says, they really fantasize and hope for the Sussexes to go broke and to come back to Charles, William and co begging, but in 5 years, this has never happened. So why do they still dwell in such delusions? Jennifer says, like they haven't invested and saved any money at all. I know, right? Snarky says, the last time I checked, the grossly morbid obese Jobbo was buying Happy Meal in McDonald's. What the F would Harry and Meghan take handouts from benefit scroungers who leeching off the public? Carlton says, Jobson should talk to his therapist as he's forgetting the coping mechanisms to deal with Harry and Meghan separation stroke abandonment issues. Poor Rota. And Jesus says, geez, if the UK ever dumps the monarchy, one has to wonder what handouts these royal experts who make shit up will be looking for. Ailey says, where are the Sussexes communications team? They need to shut down some of the crap that's being said. Random Thought says, Jobbo is a moron. Harry and Meghan are multi-millionaires. They're making millions from multiple sources, especially private investments that we know nothing about. Netflix is just one income. They have many, so they don't need anything from those leftovers in the UK. Darling says, these people are full of wishful thinking and it's bonkers. No one needed anything from Salty Island before Netflix and they certainly won't need anything now. LOL. Laura says, really? They believe Prince Harry will expect assistance from family who took away your security when desperately needed and literally left you out in the cold? FB says, Jobson is an idiot. Harry and Meghan are richer than ever. They have no need for royal handouts. They have investments and business. Were paid deals worth a total of over $200 million. And then Ha says, slight problem with this idiot story. When Meghan lived in the UK and was a working royal, there was no spare money for her. So why do you all think that has changed? Good one. So that's the story, guys. This person is being dragged on social media, rightfully so, because our affairs are doing well and they're rich. They don't need any handouts from the leftover royals, honestly. So thank you so much for watching. As always, leave your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think. Remember to like, share, and hit that subscribe button. I love you. Stay safe. We'll catch up in the next one. Bye.